So, as y'all know, for me, one of the kind of core fun parts of learning a fighting game is learning, right? Learning is what keeps me here. I think I think a fighting game is a super cool collection of systems and characters and all kinds of neat shit that interact with my brain in a whole bunch of ways that I really like. And so learning the game is fun. But the way you learn the game matters, right? And my go-to example of this is Tekken, where I know that the way that you're supposed to learn Tekken is to play a lot and then look up frame data and learn to track patterns and all this other stuff, right? And you don't need to know every move. You just need to know some of the most important moves, and you'll learn the other ones when it's right to learn them. Which I know, my brain knows that this is how you play Tekken. This is why Tekken is so popular, right? Because the best way to play the game is really just to play it and then learn as you go, right? But for me, I look at Tekken and I'm like, everyone has 100 moves. I need to know all these moves before I'm playing the game, right? And I know that's not actually the case, and it's not how people learn Tekken, but it's just how it makes it very hard for me to learn Tekken the way you're supposed to, because I keep on feeling like I should know something. I should know much more than I do in order to start learning about it, and in order to really get the most out of those games, right? So the way you learn a game matters, and not all games are learned the same, right? And so I had a really good session with Bears a couple days ago, or at least it was really good for me. He beat me it was like 80-7 or something like that. But I got in a whole bunch of games with like the best chip in America, basically. And then there's it's probably over an hour. There's like a long ass VOD on his stream that I'm gonna go watch eventually, and watch all the different points where he tells me I should be doing something better, or I did something stupid, whatever. I can't wait to dig into that. But there's one specific thing that I wanted to talk about because it was a really good example of how like the order of learning matters, right? And so I'm gonna give you an example with a Gamma Blade combo, right? Yo, SMP loops, that's what's up. Show all your friends Guilty Gear, that's dope. So I'm gonna go through this combo real quick, right? So here's one that you've probably seen me do before. Oops. Well, you've probably seen me do it before in a way that actually comboed instead of black beating. Do it again. Woo! Yeah. And if we set recovery to, let's set it backwards in this case. Looks like this. Yeah. So right now, on that combo, I get 117 damage. Not the worst, right? It's not the biggest conversion off a Gamma Blade. But the nice thing about this combo is that it works against pretty much everybody. I don't need to worry too much about placement. I don't need to worry too much about whether I'm in the corner or mid-screen, or how close or how far I am, right? And I get a knockdown. Like, it ends in a knockdown, right? That's not bad. After the knockdown, oops, I can pressure. And if I'm in the corner, then I can get 2 Alpha Blades to get more damage, and I still get the knockdown, right? This is a decent combo, right? And especially when you look at what other people might be doing, like I do this one, you know, that's kind of cool too. But and it's nice to get that shuriken out, so I like to mix it up, right? But sometimes I'm not close enough, right? Sometimes I'm running in, and so I need to be able to convert like this, right? This is a very reliable combo, okay? Now it's not optimal. And Bears was blowing me up for this a little bit before. He was like, why are you using this trash combo when you could be using this? Oops. And that's why. Oop. Ah! That one. You get more damage, that's 123. And you get a better knockdown, right? You get... We land at about the same time, right? Which means I have more frame advantage than after this one. Oops. Where she lands before me, right? So the version Bear shows me, that's this one. That's this one. Oh my god. Why is it that as soon as I try and teach something, that's when my execution goes to absolute shit? Anyway, that one. Yeah, that's the idea. So this combo is better than the one that I'm doing. It gives you a better advantage, and it gives you slightly more damage off the same starter, right? It's just Gamma Blade, right? And so he was like, why are you doing the bad combo when you could be doing the good combo, right? And I figured I'd walk through this example because, yes, if I'm a serious Guilty Gear player, there's no reason for me to be doing the bad combo. I should be pushing myself to do the good combo. But this is how I learn, and I think this is how lots of people learn video games, right? Which is, you learn enough to get better, and you learn gradually. You do not just sit down and think, what is optimal play all the time? What up, Super Hyro? And so I thought I'd walk through this, right? Like, we have one combo, and we have another combo, and the second combo is specifically worse in every way that matters, right? In terms of outcomes. But here's the thing. This combo, the better one, right? It's a little bit harder to do. It's a little bit more character specific, right? It's a little bit more position specific, right? You can see that obviously I'm dropping both combos, but this particular one I'm dropping a lot more. Now, this is part of the reason I did that. I was dropping it here is because Milia has some like weirdness around that combo specifically, and just in general, like juggling Milia is different than juggling some other characters, right? She's very light. There's also like a little bit of extra. The timing is just a little bit tighter. It's like 1 or 2 frames tighter than the original combo is doing, right? Because it starts with a jump punch instead of a jump kick, and so. Here's the thing, right? The combo that I was doing before works on everybody. It works everywhere on screen. In the corner, I can do the same combo plus Alpha Blades to get some extra damage out of it. My mind does not have to think too hard about it. If I hit the Gamma Blade, I go into that combo, right? And I get a decent payout. It's pretty good. Like, you saw the difference between the two. Yo, In Space Now, what's up? Thanks for the follow, homie. You saw the difference between the two, right? Like, it's 8 damage, more or less. It's a little bit of extra knockdown frames. Like, the difference between one and the other is not that big in terms of outcomes, right? But the risk that I drop it, right, for whatever reason, maybe because I go for it against a character that is like a weird size and shape like Milia, maybe I'm not at the right range, maybe I just drop it because I have like 1 less frame to press that button that I should be pressing, right? There's a whole bunch of risk that I incur with doing the bad combo, or with the good combo, rather. So, right now, where I'm at, it makes sense for me to start focusing on the good combo, right? But I need to work through that additional risk. So now I can't just autopilot after I hit Gamma Blade. I have to think when I hit Gamma Blade, hey, where am I? Who am I playing against? And which combo should I go for, right? How safe is it to go for the better combo? Maybe in this particular situation, I actually do want to go for the worst combo, right? Oh, yeah, if I'm too close and I can't go for the good combo, I'll have to go for a different combo, right? And so I need to be thinking more about that situation than I was before, right? So, again, now it makes sense for me to optimize for that. And the reason it makes sense for me to optimize this is basically like, you'll find that you can often win or lose matches based off of small things. And in particular, like the difference between this knockdown, between the 2 knockdowns of each combo, it's not big, but it might be the difference between me hitting a mix-up or not. And if I hit that mix-up, maybe I get a little bit more meter. Or maybe I get to do something else that I can make better, right? Like, if you play suboptimal Guilty Gear, and everyone plays suboptimal Guilty Gear, but if you play suboptimal Guilty Gear, then you have to you have to realize that making a suboptimal decision somewhere can have network effects on how else you play your game. You'll be in other situations that aren't so good because of that first decision you made, right? Which is okay. That is fine. Everyone is playing a different version of suboptimal Guilty Gear. No one is perfect, right? The reason I'm trying to learn this better combo now is because I learned that original combo 2 years ago. I learned it when I was trying to learn all kinds of different things. I was trying to remember how all these characters worked. I was trying to remember what to fucking block, right? I had no idea how to use Blitz Shield or really any of my meter. I just used like red Roman cancel or combo into super. I didn't really use YRC much, right? And so I just needed something that would let me autopilot off of Gamma Blade. And now I'm in a position where it is actually worth the effort to sit down and learn this new combo because I'm working on smaller things now than I was then, right? If you are playing Guilty Gear and you are a new player, you do not need to do all optimal shit all the time. That is way too much work. It is way too hard when you're still trying to learn how to control stuff, how to do basics, how to play against any given character. Like, it is okay to just do what you can and stick to doing and learn how to do something like try and grow your character to be well-rounded, right? So maybe you don't have optimal anything, right? But you have every part of the game operational, right? You're using all the systems, you're using all the moves, right? You're trying different stuff, right? It's more important for you to have a well-rounded game and to kind of explore the breadth of your character and the game systems, right? And then refine when you need to refine. That's a perfectly good way to learn, right? Now, if you want to sit down and just do optimal shit from day one and you're willing to put that in, like that is a comfortable way for you to engage with the game, then fucking do it. That's great. But if that's not how you want to play a video game, and these are video games, right? Like, part of the purpose is to have fun. You want to be engaging the way you want to engage, right? It's perfectly okay to do suboptimal shit now. Just know that you're going to have to fix that later, right? And it's probably for the best. Because otherwise, like, people say all the time, man, Chip is so high execution, right? He just demands perfect execution in order to be as effective as other characters can be, right? And it's true, he's got stuff like jump install, he's got weird situational combos like the one that I'm doing, right? But you don't have to do that all at once. You don't have to learn that all at once. You don't have to practice it all at once. For the most part, that's not how human beings learn, and that's not really how most people want to play video games. Now, if I was sponsored tomorrow and it was my job to be good at video games, I probably would approach this different. But fortunately, it's not my job to be video games. And it's probably not y'all's job either, right? In that context, it is perfectly okay to focus on learning Guilty Gear in a way that feels good for you, right? I can't just go like this and instantly pick up optimal stuff, right? Even if I had a list and I just wanted to practice it, that wouldn't be the way to play the game that keeps me engaged. Right? It takes time and it takes practice, and often the things you're doing are optimal for reasons that you might not understand unless you've done some of the suboptimal shit first, right? So learn Guilty Gear or learn anything, right, in a way that feels good for you. Yes, there will be faster and slower ways to get good, but it kind of doesn't matter. You're not racing against anyone. The most important thing about getting good at fighting games, and really about getting good at just about anything, is that you stick with it, you stay persistent. You can save yourself time by learning things in whatever optimal order, right? But for most people, the difference is either you're having fun and you keep playing, or you're not having fun and you go do something else. And if you do something else, then you won't get good at Guilty Gear. So why don't we just focus on getting good at Guilty Gear however you want? And if it means you're doing suboptimal shit like me, that's cool. Eventually you're going to have someone yell at you and you're going to have to fix it. So yeah, that's my thing. TLDR, TLDW, like, don't worry about learning all the perfect shit. Right. Meta Regress points out in chat, don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. All you gotta do to get good at Guilty Gear is keep playing Guilty Gear. Now, over time, you'll add more sophistication and more intentionality to your practice. But you should do that when you feel ready, and you should do it when it feels right. So with that, that's my spiel for today. Thank you for listening. You got to watch me drop both of these combos a whole hell of a lot. But now, you get to watch me drop combos in person because we're going to play some motherfucking